Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook. I'm here to talk to you about the latest episode of Superman and Lois, Season 3. It was called All Is Lost. And as it begins, we're having a flashback, apparently, to 5 years ago, where Allie is giving a seminar based off, I guess, one of her books. And Lucy is there meeting her for the first time. And we get to see the conversation that they had then. Back in the present, the cult members are going their separate ways. They're leaving, like, the cult bungalow to head off to parts unknown, or at least some of them are, because they've become disillusioned with Allie, seeing as she's disappeared because she merged and she's going crazy back on the other world and then coming into this one only to menace people. Clark says that he wants to go back to what they're now calling the inverse world to try to help them, but Lois is dubious of this plan. Lana learns about Kyle having taken Sarah to the bar where his concubine works, and she's not too pleased. John discovers the other suit, the one that Natalie made, and he's not pleased either, and they have an argument. Meanwhile, Allie hatches a plan to merge the worlds whole. I guess she's given up on this, let's merge everybody individually. She's going to merge the two worlds, and she kind of concocted this plan with evil Lana. General Lane and Lois and the editor of the paper there in Smallville go to talk to Lucy and basically take her hostage with a pair of handcuffs when she won't listen to them about Allie, and they don't have the key with them. So they're basically saying, you have to do what we want or we're not going to let you out of the handcuffs. Jordan visits Lana in the mayor's office wanting permission to tell Sarah the secret, but she tells him to beat feet. She wasn't very sympathetic to him, which I didn't think was very nice, but anyway. Lois again tells Lucy how much she loves her and everything, but Lana doesn't buy it. But Lucy doesn't buy it, at least not completely. Though she does agree to consider reconciling with Lois. She's going to consider it. She's not there yet. Whatever. Clark takes Jordan to the Arctic for flight training, and after he does a little falling with no style, he flies proper for a bit before literally jumping for joy over it, at which point Clark says he's going to teach him, more, with a special flight pattern based on the Kessel Run, which Jordan has no knowledge of, disappointingly. The question is, will he do it in fewer than 12 parsecs? Which, that's the key. Anyway, John, who, as I said, has been arguing with Natalie, agrees to let her keep her suit when he discovers that he can't actually destroy it. He's trying to dismantle it, and it's not coming apart. He can't break it. So he's like, yeah, all right, I guess you can keep it. Allie, who I said earlier is trying to merge the two worlds, realizes that she needs power. And she shows up and kind of gets inside Lucy's head again and basically, I don't want to say tricks her, but manipulates her into using Lois's Superman beeper to summon Superman, while at the same time draining General Lane of his life force, which she then does to Superman once he shows up. And when she realizes this is happening, the newspaper editor calls the DOD, and the phone call to the DOD prompts John's little computer thing to tell him that the DOD has been called. So he and Natalie suit up and go to try to help Superman. While all this is happening, Lana and Kyle and their daughters end up going for a family dinner because he goes to visit her and says, hey, I'm sorry I took her to the bar. I didn't meet with what's her name. She wasn't even there. And Lana's like, I don't care. I still wanted to be there, or she shouldn't have gone, or whatever. And he's like, let's go for a family dinner. And she's like, no, I don't want to, because then you're going to get ideas. He's like, nah, I promise you I won't, which of course is baloney. So they go for a family dinner and they all have a good time. At the Department of Defense, at the end of the episode, they try to help Superman get his strength back, get his powers back. But they're saying it doesn't look good because at the moment, after the attack, his cells all look normal, like those of normal humans. They don't have any. His power-giving biology seems to have dissipated. So we don't know whether or not it's going to come back, which of course it will. But things aren't looking good for Superman and the Kents and all of that right at the moment. And that's where the episode ends. And there's yet again another break. We have to wait now till the 21st for the second to last episode of the season. And then the last one comes a week later, a novel concept. They're going to actually do 2 in a row. This episode didn't have much to it, and it was kind of lackluster compared to the week before that, and the week before that even. So there isn't a lot to dissect. I mean, it's good, I guess, that Jordan's learning to fly. There was a really cool sequence where he's kind of flying through a canyon, and it was pretty cool. There was no mention of where Tal went at the end of last week. It would have been good to see him, because I have a feeling they're going to need him to defeat Allie, who, by the way, is a badass biatch. She's a force to be reckoned with at this point. So it's going to be interesting to see how they take her down. And they've got 2 more episodes to do it with. But that's really all there is to say. I mean, it was a pretty boring episode. I didn't really move the ball forward, so I didn't think too much of it. But I'll be back in a couple of weeks with a review of the second to last episode, and then we only have 1 more, and season 2 is done, you guys. So that's that. For now, I'm going to take my leave, and until I return with my next video, I wish you peace and long life.